Hey guys, Tim Gillette, Rocker Life Coach, coming to you today, again, with another one of our installments in the Be the Rockstar in Your Life Now. Our 7 steps to becoming the rock star in your life right now, where you're at. Today we're going to talk about step number 5. Follow the rules, but know the difference between rules and laws. This has been a big one for me because over the years I had to learn sometimes rules weren't always something we follow. If you ever get to any of my events, you hear me talk about my rockstar rules. And I talk about rockstar rules, and number 1 rule is make your own rules, right? Well, let's face it. When you're not a rule follower and you look like a rebel like me, it's a little bit different. But if you want to be a rockstar success where you're at right now, it's the rules you're going to have to follow in the organization you're in. Now let me give you some ideas about what rules and laws, okay? Companies have rules. Now, most companies have gotten things out there like a, let's say, what do they call the company guidebook, or the company description book, or the company rule book, you know? Those are things that the company set up as rules. Usually, those rules are set to make the company system or the people work together and flow together. The rules are there to keep the team under the laws, but to keep the company from, maybe breaking the law, or the organization from breaking the law. Now, those rules are something that's set in line, and the reason you want to follow those rules are because if you break the rules, more than likely you're probably not going to stay around that long. Companies don't like people who break their rules. Let's face it, you keep breaking the rules, you're going to have problems. Now, one of the rules that I had was I worked for a restaurant for quite a few years, and while working for them, they had a certain rules on breaks. Now, it wasn't the law of the land that I had to give breaks at a certain amount of times, but the company set rules that were way under the laws so people were relaxed and working right. I kind of decided not to follow that rule, because, man, I don't take breaks, why should they, right? Didn't work too well with my boss, let me tell you. I got a little reprimanded for it. Now, I didn't get fired for breaking the law, but I got reprimanded pretty hard because it was a company rule to give these people their breaks. I wasn't doing it, so. But we talk about laws. Let's see if I can find something heavy enough here. This is kind of heavy. Oh, I'm going to make a mess with it too. They're going to like me when I say it. Laws are things like gravity. That's gravity. It's a law. It's not a rule, it's a law. Every time I pick this up and I drop it, it's going to fall. It's a law. And when I say you got to know the difference between rules and laws, because a rule is something you break maybe on occasion because you can try to find a way to do around it. But at first you want to succeed within the rules of the company. Now, we think of the laws of gravity, we think business rules, they keep the company from doing illegal actions. Well, there's laws out there that you don't want to break laws, okay? And in our fields with the internet marketing and stuff, the FTC has certain rules and laws that they want us to follow. If you don't follow those laws, the FTC is going to come knocking on your door. So you want to follow those laws and be honest and forthright in what you do. It's just part of the laws. Sometimes you're going to have to break a rule, but you want to keep from breaking the law. Now, when I say follow the rules in an organization, the reason you're following the rules is because you want to show that you can be successful underneath their rules. And you'll see in our next step about how you'll be able to take the rules and stretch them just a little bit. Because rules and laws is, sometimes you might have to break a rule. And if you break the rule to form a better good, but keep from disobeying the law, you're still within good standing and you can still show a proven ground for success. Now, if you become successful using the company's rules, and you get to show everyone that it can be done, that's going to make you look like that rock star that we're trying to make you look like now. You're going to become that rock star now. So, if you look like a rule breaker or a law breaker, chances are you're not going to become successful and you're going to be asked to leave where you're at. Now, the objection here is to be successful or be a rock star in the place you are at now. That is your objective. So that's why you want to know the rules and know the laws and follow them. Now, I hope today's video can give you ideas on maybe company rules that you may not agree with, but you still got to follow them. You know, as I mentioned earlier about how I broke the rules at a restaurant. In our next video, we're going to talk about the speed limit. You know, the speed limit's a law, but it's something that people break all the time. We're going to talk about limits next one. So come see us next time for our step number 6 in being the rock star and where you are. I'm Tim Gillette, Rocker Life Coach. Rock on, baby.